why he is the most remarkable athlete in the game today. Playing through the pain, Jordan put on a pair of spectacular performances, carrying the Bulls to a 3-1 lead in the series. For the Knicks, it was indeed a lost weekend. Their poor showing in Chicago has left them reflecting upon lost opportunities and has left them to deal with a monumental task.
We are by no means out of this series. We are very much alive and still ticking.
We can't afford to feel sorry for ourselves. We have to stay focused and just go out there and do what we know we're capable of doing, which is what we've been doing all season long.
I feel really good because we can't get any lower, and this is when true colors show.
Michael Jordan and the Bulls enter Game 5 hungry to put this series to an end and have no desire to return to Chicago for Game 6. For Patrick Ewing and the Knicks, it comes down to one game as they battle to avoid elimination in Game 5 against the Chicago Bulls. Crowd is on hand at Madison Square Garden in New York. 19,591 awaiting the start of Game 5 between the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with John Andres. And moments ago on the pregame, you heard all the pros and cons concerning the Knicks and their quest to extend the season. And it has come down to tonight. And it may well have come down to Patrick Ewing, who has certainly not been himself during the course of the playoffs. And that goes back to the series with the 76ers.
Yes, Patrick is playing down for him. The numbers aren't bad, but they're not Patrick Ewing dominating numbers. And he comes off, of course, a poor game the other day. Only 10 points in Game 4, 11 rebounds. More importantly, Patrick Ewing is not the defensive force that the Knicks are used to seeing. In 4 games against the Bulls, he has a total of 4 blocked shots. So the Knicks are going to try and solve this riddle tonight to get him going. Against Bill Cartwright, Patrick Ewing is not looking that good. Cartwright, however, is playing up for him, a couple of points over his season average. Bill's playing up for the Bulls and making them very happy about the acquisition of Cartwright. Although he had 2 points the other day in the second half, he has not dominated, he has not killed the Knicks, but he has played up. And I think Patrick Ewing knows that. He said the other day that quality will be the difference in this game. The talent of each player will really show. So he's up against the ultimate challenge, and he really dictated those terms himself.
John, we did check with Michael Jordan and the Bulls concerning the physical status of Michael's been playing with that pulled groin muscle. Michael said he's fine. It should be pointed out, as the Knicks discovered over the weekend, despite the injury, he had himself a very fine 2-game showing against the Knicks. But how will the Knicks react to Jordan tonight? What will they try?
Well, they are going to try, first of all, Marv, and not be intimidated by him, which is very difficult to do. Michael was awesome over the weekend, the 47-point game Sunday, the 40-point game prior to that. Michael comes and does it all. The interesting thing about him, I think, too, which no one talks about, is that he's leading his team in rebounding in this series, not to mention assists. What they will do, I believe, is identify him as early as possible when the Bulls get control of the ball. They can't afford to get past half court and then decide who's going to pick him up. It has to be done early. I think there will be double teaming, but I don't think 3 men should do it, or 4, because Michael can jump over those people and find the open man, as he has done so often. They have to be discriminating in their double teams to make sure open people near Michael or within his vision are not open and easy to get to. It's quite a challenge, of course.
All right, and both clubs warming up, getting ready for game number 5. The season on the line for the New York Knicks. We'll be back with the lineups in just a moment. Welcome back to Madison Square Garden as we close in on the introduction of the lineups. Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks getting ready to meet in game number 5. The Knicks coming off the blowouts over the weekend. They won game number 2 here at the Garden last Thursday after the Bulls won the opener in overtime on Tuesday. And then in Chicago, the Bulls winning 111-88 and 106-93. And this crowd
Welcome
is
to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena.
For the New York Knicks. Let's
this
go.
This is the 5th game of the best-of-7 series between the New York Knickerbockers and the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference semifinals of the NBA playoffs. Here are the starting lineups for the Chicago Bulls. At the guards, number 23, the captain of the Bulls, Michael Jordan. Number 14, Craig Hodges. At the forwards, number 33, Scottie Pippen. Number 54, Horace Grant. And at center, number 24, Bill Cartwright. The Bulls trainer is Mark Feil. The assistant coaches, Tex Winter, Johnny Bach, and Phil Jackson. And their head coach, Doug Collins. And now here they are, the New York Knickerbockers. At the guard, number 13, co-captain Mark Jackson. Number 21, Gerald Wilkins. At the forwards, number 4, Johnny Luke. Number 34, Charles Oakley. And at center, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing. Knicks trainer is Mike Saunders. The assistant coaches, Stu Jackson and Rob Willard, and their head coach, Rick Pitino.
Well, there was some concern as to how the crowd would react to the Knicks coming off the 2 bad losses in Chicago, but they have been greeted by a rousing ovation. We'll be right back. Only 4 teams in the history of the NBA have overcome a 3-1 deficit and come back to win the series. The last to do it, 1981, the Boston Celtics against the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference Final. Then the Celtics went on to win the NBA title by beating the Houston Rockets. The other clubs, as you see, the Celtics, the Lakers, and the Bullets. And the Knicks are down here 3 games to 1. The officials, Jack Madden, Bill Oakes, and Jess Kersey. John, it should be pointed out, and this discovered by Susan Saunders, the wife of Knick trainer Mike Saunders. Whenever Johnny Newman has scored the first basket of the game during the playoffs, the Knicks have won the game. Just a note to keep track of.
Well, they're off to a good start. Ewing control the tip. I think the crowd is ready, Marv.
Here's Wilkins. So it is Gerald Wilkins, who was a question mark because of the injured thigh, scoring the first bucket of the game. Hodges fires. He caught an 0 for 8 on Sunday. Here is Cartwright, and the game is tied at 2.
Cartwright did not beat Ewing to the ball. It came to him.
Now Ewing wheeling in, getting the position, and it's a 4-2 lead.
They went to Ewing quickly. That is the strategy. Don't diddle around with the ball. Get it to him fast. Look what happens.
Jordan using the pick. Rebound Ewing. Jordan right up on Jackson, preventing the 3-pointer. Here's Oakley.
Ewing has to be careful in his enthusiasm, as usual, not to commit silly fouls.
Jordan checking with Bulls coach Doug Collins. 5 on the shot clock. Down to 2, down to 1. 24-second violation. No, he just did get it off.
With all the Knick problems, Oakley has become a positive constant against the Bulls in this series, averaging double-figure rebounds.
Here's Newman. Oh, facial from Johnny Newman, and the Knicks lead it 6-2.
It's been so positive for the Bulls that Newman's move reveals that they are not a good defensive team inside. They don't block shots.
Cartwright. So Bill Cartwright has hit both Chicago field goals, and the Knicks lead it 6-4. Cartwright is coming off a 21-point game on Sunday, hit 7 of 9, but as you mentioned earlier, only 2 of those points in the fourth quarter. Ewing located by Jackson. Yes, and the Knicks lead at 8-4.
See, they're late picking up Jordan. Almost a problem.
3-point attempt, and Craig Hodges able to break the drought. The Knicks by 1, 8-7. Jackson lost it.
Tried to push it.
Hodges for Pippen, and lost it. No, offensive foul is called. Jess Kersey calls the foul for the charge on Hodges.
Good sign for the Bulls to see Hodges hit the shot. He had a slump over the weekend, which went unnoticed, relatively speaking, because the Bulls were so successful. He wasn't shooting well.
In fact, the last 3 games, only 8 for 31 off the turnover. Here's Hodges dishing it, and Michael Jordan with his first bucket of the game.
Oakley trying to go behind the back unnecessarily, coughed it up.
Bulls with the ball and a 1-point lead. Nice pass. Jordan finding Grant. The Bulls lead by 3.
Those are the kind of baskets that have haunted the Knicks. Not identifying defenders. The defenders not identifying their men.
7 consecutive points for Chicago. Rebounded by Pippen. Oh, beautiful recovery, and Grant gets it to Jordan. The foul is called.
Turnovers are so costly, and the Bulls have opportunities now to run when they occur against the Knicks.
Michael Jordan shooting 2.
Foul committed by Wilkins. Michael Jordan, who was 23 for 28 on Sunday, scores his 3rd point.
And that 28 was more. Actually, the 23 was more than the Knicks shot. They had 22. He made 23.
The Bulls in the midst of a run, and they lead it now 13-8. 9 unanswered points for Chicago. Newman guarded by Pippen. 8 on the shot clock. Ewing out deep. Worked his way in. Rebound Oakley. Oakley again. And the Bulls lead by 3.
Charles likes to play with the minds of the defenders. He always misses that first shot after a good rebound. Then goes up and makes the second one.
He had a 16-rebound game on Sunday. 11 off the offensive board. Here's Pippen. Jackson going all the way.
He misses it. He forced the shot. He makes it. It's a great shot. It was the latter.
Delay of game warning called on the Knicks. Chicago bench jumping up looking for the call, and they got it from Bill Oakes. So the Bulls lead by 1, 13-12. We're early moments. 4 minutes and change gone by. Jordan with the change of direction. Here's Pippen from 3-point range, and the Bulls with their second 3-pointer. Hodges earlier, and now Pippen. They lead it by 4. Ewing, good position. And that's been the story here in the first quarter.
Knicks were lucky Oakley was planted in the 3-point lane. I bet 5 seconds.
3 out of 4 for Ewing for 6 points.
3 seconds in the lane, rather.
Jordan with a beautiful move to give the Bulls a 4-point lead. Knicks quick on the transition. Here's Jackson. Yes.
Another force, another make. Good move for Jackson, of course, when they go in.
And Rick Pitino made the point in his discussion with you earlier, as concurred by Mark Jackson, that he's tamed the game down. I don't think we'll see the usual theatrics, illegal defense call for the first time. The pilot's license has been put aside, said Coach Rick Pitino. We will not see the helicopter celebration.
Patrick, he makes a very difficult shot, but he certainly knows his way around the pivot area at Madison Square Garden.
And both clubs off to a good shooting start. Bulls with the 7 field goals, 2 from 3-point range. Patrick Ewing has hit on 3 out of 4. Ewing averaging only 18 a game in the series against Chicago. That is some 4.5 points under his season average.
But the shooting percentage also at 44% is even more disappointing.
Good defense to break it up. Jordan gets it back. Jackson with the deflection. Nice play by Oakley. Here's Wilkins, and that will be a breakaway foul.
Oakley made it happen. Loose ball. Jordan quick to the action. Everybody involved here. Oakley makes the key play. Saw Wilkins in front of him. And Gerald Wilkins was mugged.
Crowd reacting to the announcement of the breakaway foul called on Pippen. So 2 shots for Wilkins. And then the Knicks maintain possession. Knicks down by 1. 18-17. Good play by Jackson on the deflection off the recovery after it appeared that Jordan had come up with it, and then Oakley able to get it down court. Gerald Wilkins playing with that deep thigh bruise that was suffered on Sunday. Says he's all right. Sat out practice yesterday treating his thigh with ice packs. Game is tied at 18.
Say, if Gerald had a nerve exposed, he'd have to play, because the man who's killing the Knicks, Michael Jordan, supposedly hurt. Look what he's been doing.
Here's Jordan, and he is crunched. Grant came up to help out. So Johnny Newman will go to the line as Grant picks up his first.
With all the focus on Jordan being hurt and overcoming it and playing great, and Gerald Wilkins getting a contusion in the thigh. Imagine if Gerald sat out tonight. I mean, boy, would he feel like a wimp.
All right, Wilkins with the ice pack treatment. Michael Jordan with that groin injury. Helped along by what the Bulls call nerve stimulation. Something I know that you've tried on a number of occasions, John.
Yeah, I like electric shock treatment. Yes. Similar.
Knicks with a 1-point lead. They double up on Cartwright, who got it back, and he's rejected, but Pippen is right there.
Great block by Ewing.
The Bulls by 1, 20-19 with 5:15 left in this first quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres, Bruce Beck, and Walt Clyde Frazier from the Garden. 8 on the 24. Nice pass from Jackson, and Ewing. And another opportunity. Jackson keeping it alive. Here's Oakley, and he'll go to the line. So the Knicks controlling the offensive board. Grant called for his second foul.
I have to think that the Bulls are feeling the bodies of the Knicks under the boards much more than they did in the last 2 games. And this, of course, comes when a team is in the position the Knicks are in. They're fighting for their lives. They have so much pride. They know they're better than what they've shown, and now they're laying it on the line, and the Bulls have to contend with that tonight. And so far, they're doing an excellent job of doing that.
Charles Oakley, a 77% free throw shooter. Grant will sit down, and he's replaced by the veteran Charles Davis, who has hurt the Knicks. He's averaged 19 minutes a game. He's been a key man off the bench. Had a strong one in that losing effort here Game number 2 last Thursday night.
And Charles has had an excellent 7 minutes of this game so far. Should eat up Davis. I mean, he should do it.
But that has not been the case. The Knicks by 1, 21-20. Just under 5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Pippen played by Newman. Jordan off the stutter step is stopped, and the crowd responded. That was last touched by Jackson. The Bulls will have 5 on the shot clock.
Jordan is not forcing it at this moment in the game. He likes to start slowly.
Chicago has 5 seconds to attempt to go. 5 seconds, Chicago.
Now Rick Pitino lining it up, going for a double team, allowing the inbounds. Nearly worked. There's Cartwright. And the Bulls lead by 1.
Bulls have reacted so well to double teams, and Cartwright has gotten many easy hoops like that as a result because they pass the ball so well.
Newman. A beautiful move by Johnny Newman. The Knicks by 1, 23-22.
What's great for the Bulls right now is that they're doing so well without much from Jordan.
Michael Jordan has attempted 3 shots. He's hit 2 out of 3. Here's Jordan. Ewing got a piece of it. Rebounded by Newman. And that is a traveling violation called on Jackson.
He lifted his pivot foot on the pass off. Bill Oakes was right on the case.
Now Craig Hodges handling. Hodges and Jordan in the backcourt. Cartwright with Pippen and Davis up front. 3:45 remaining. First quarter. The Knicks lead by 1. Jackson with the steal. Hodges in pursuit. Jackson giving the Knicks a 3-point lead. And Mark is hearing it from the crowd.
Justifiably.
Newman nearly picked it off. Pippen with the reverse. And finds Davis, who's rejected. Jordan is there. And Jordan will go to the line, pulling one out of what has been usually his 4th quarter repertoire.
That's his first personal foul.
It is not easy for the Bulls on many occasions here in the first quarter to get shots off underneath the hoop. Look how fast Jordan is, eluding Wilkins, and then he's in position. Gerald did not get in front of him. He did everything so well till that point, but then Jordan had jumping room.
And Ewing got him with his body for his first foul. Jordan is now 3 for 3 from the foul line. Here's John Paxson replacing Craig Hodges. Hodges hit a 3-pointer early this first quarter. John Paxson, according to Doug Collins, had lost his confidence, but he has regained it and got it back in game 2 when he hit 5 out of 8 here on the Garden floor.
Yes, against the Cavaliers, Paxson did not answer the call, but he certainly has.
Yes, he's hit 11 of his last 21 the last 3 games. Wilkins posting Paxson. And the Knicks lead at 27-23.
I mean, that's a move he didn't have. Paxson was on him pretty tight, and Gerald Wilkins, with his great individual style, was able to overcome Paxson and go right over him.
Knicks were hit with another delay of game. That's their 2nd, and it is a technical foul. After the bucket by Wilkins, Charles Oakley not allowing the Bulls to inbound, something he does frequently. But you have to keep in mind that you already have a delay of game call on you, so you don't do that. But Michael Jordan to the line, able to hit the technical. And from now on, if there is any other delay of game, this means adding the technical fouls.
Coaches don't like players to think too much during competition, but that is a situation, as you point out, where Oakley, as a veteran player, should be aware of that.
Oakley sitting down. Sidney Green has come on. First substitution of the night. 2:50 to go. First quarter. Knicks by 3. Paxson hitting the deck. 8 on the 24. Green on the rebound. Off the box out. Jackson with the spin, finding Wilkins, and it's a goaltend. The basket will count. Gerald Wilkins off to a hot start. He has 8 points.
I was surprised at Cartwright's quickness getting to that ball. That was almost a great block. You don't see him do it that much.
And Doug Collins calling for time. 2.5 left, first quarter, and the Knicks lead it by 5.
Up right to the rim.
And the Jordan factor to this point. He has hit, as you see, 2 for 4 from the field, 8 points in all. Jordan and Paxson now in the Bulls backcourt. Davis, Pippen, and Cartwright remaining up front. 2:25 left, first quarter. The Bulls in possession are trailing by 5. Jackson doing a nice job on Paxson, but he's able to find Jordan. Rebounded by Ewing, and a loose ball foul called on Cartwright.
Interesting, the numbers just shown for the Jordan factor are outstanding for the normal player. With Jordan, it's like, oh, the Knicks are keeping him in check.
Bulls committing their 4th team foul. Knicks with only 2.
Knicks must continue to move the ball well. They're going along fairly well offensively now, but they can't drift into one-on-one stuff.
5 on the 24. Jackson was bottled up. And here comes Pippen. It will be Chicago ball. The Knicks did get back to nullify that fast break attempt.
Not easy because Pippen can fly.
Kiki Vandeweghe getting set to come on for the first time and hearing the chant from the crowd. Knicks allowing no room for Paxson. Nice pass from Cartwright to find Jordan.
So difficult. Newman did a good job. All of a sudden, they found a one-on-one relationship and they lofted it over Newman.
29-26. The Knicks lead by 3. Green working on Davis. Wilkins, the Knicks' first 3-point attempt. Rebound Ewing. Right to the hoop. Rebound Green. And a foul call. Loose ball affair against the Bulls, and they are now over the limit. Davis caught on the foul. Here comes Vandeweghe replacing Newman.
Ewing angry with himself for missing the shot. See, Cartwright, ball slipped by Cartwright unnoticed. Easy shot for Ewing, and he missed it. He was very unhappy, but thankfully for the Knicks and Ewing, Sidney Green was there to gobble that up.
Sidney Green, a 76% free throw shooter. Man who has improved his proficiency at the foul line this season. And the Knicks by 5, 31-26. So Kiki Vandeweghe has come on. You'll recall he had the outstanding shooting game last Thursday night, 9 out of 10 against the Bulls. Played only 15 minutes, though, this past Sunday in Chicago. 1 minute to go, first quarter. 6 on the shot clock.
George just standing out at half court.
Right. And the foul on Davis over the back of Ewing, and with the Bulls over the limit, Ewing will go to the line.
Charles Davis now at 6'7" is the power forward for this team. No way that spells good things for the Bulls. So the Knicks have a decided advantage on the boards right now with the combination of Ewing and Sidney Green versus Cartwright and Davis. Pippen, been playing a lot at guard, is the forward now. He's certainly a good jumper, but the boards and the meat favor the Knicks.
7 points for Ewing. You saw Gerald Wilkins take a seat. He heard it from the crowd. Good job by Gerald. 8 points, hit 3 for 6 from the floor, and Trent Tucker has come on for the first time. The Knicks now lead it 33-26, and the Knicks are hitting their free throws 9 for 10 in the first quarter. That has been a problem area this series. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Paxson had it broken up, recovered by Davis, but that is a travel. Basket will not count.
See how easily Paxson got around Mark Jackson. Mark cannot let that happen.
Oakley is back. Ewing will get a brief rest. And here's Dave Corzine for Bill Cartwright. Cartwright leads with 6 points, 3 out of 6 from the field. Jackson around Paxson. Kept alive by Green. Stay right here, says Jack Madden. And the Knicks are certainly getting the calls here in the first quarter, in contrast to what took place Sunday in Chicago. Ron Strickland now checks in, replacing Mark Jackson, and the hand is for Jackson.
Charles Oakley on the line, 2 shots.
Mark hit 3 out of 4 for 6 points. Bulls with their 8th foul of the quarter. Knicks called for only 2. Corzine picked it up. At least that was my interpretation. Strickland had played well here in games 1 and 2. But the way Mark played and his act toned down, I believe that the applause was in his direction.
Well, he earned it, Marv, as you pointed out a couple of times. Outstanding plays and got the team off. It's very important for the Knicks that they have gotten off to a fine start. Heck, over 30 points in the first quarter has not been an automatic for the Knicks.
The Knicks lead by 7 with 26 seconds remaining in the quarter. But Oakley goes 0 for 2 from the line.
See, no double teaming running at Jordan early. That way the Knicks are not putting their defense off balance.
Jordan whipping by Tucker.
That's why they should double team him early.
Effortless move by Jordan. Final seconds of the quarter. Jordan all over Tucker, and that's it. Well, Michael doing it at both ends of the court. And after 1, it's the Knicks 33, the Chicago Bulls 28.
Off to a quick start in the first quarter. Michael Jordan over the pass over Johnny Newman, who had his back to the passer, and he got burned on that play for one of Jordan's hoops in the first half. But the Knicks on the boards with the big edge in the first quarter of play, which incidentally featuring 33 from the Knicks, which is the highest scoring first quarter for any team in this series so far. The Bulls have done it twice at 27 points in the first quarter. The Knicks once in the first game. So the Knicks, against a team that likes to play that half-court slow-down game, have managed to increase the pace, favoring them, of course, here in the first quarter.
And out of the 15 Knick rebounds in the first quarter, 6 colored by Patrick Ewing, 4 by Charles Oakley. It will be Chicago ball as the Bulls go with Horace Grant, who returns. He has 2 fouls along with Charles Davis and Dave Corzine. Rod Strickland called for that foul. John Paxson in the backcourt with Craig Hodges. Michael Jordan sitting down following his 12-point first quarter. The Knicks have Sidney Green, Charles Oakley, and Kiki Vandeweghe up front. Trent Tucker and Rod Strickland at the guards.
With Jordan on the bench, the Knicks now feeling more comfortable going to the pressure defense. Jordan has drifted and flown through that pressure defense in this series, but now he's on the bench.
Good defensive sequence here by the Knicks. But the foul called on Tucker. And Rick Pitino does not like the call. He's feeling that it was a soft foul.
Bill Oakes with a very tight call.
And the shot clock had run down to 4. So now they get the new 24.
Paxson and Hodges are both shooting guards, and they're now being asked to play the ball handling guard, the #1 guard position. Oh, what a nice move by Dave Corzine. Out of the pages of yesteryear, the soft hook shot.
6'11" Dave Corzine able to work into good position against Sidney Green, and he's cut the Knick lead down to 3 as we get underway here in the second quarter. Tucker with the one-on-one move.
A fling drive by Trent. What a tough shot when you can't use the backboard going along the baseline.
35-30. Knicks have a 5-point edge. Ewing getting set to return. Here's Hodges looking to whip by Oakley. Davis with a 3-point attempt. Not the man you want shooting from three-point range. And away from three. And Green gets the rebound. There's Kiki getting the step. Rebounded by Corzine. Paxson met on the switch. Corzine shooting. He has that good outside touch. He has been a forgotten man for the Bulls. Right through the end of the regular season and certainly in the playoffs. But Corzine has hit two nice buckets and has cut it down to 3 as the Knicks call for the 22nd timeout.
He's been a forgotten man, but he just made himself a star no matter what happens, because those are 2 big buckets for the Bulls.
Well, if the Knicks can beat the Bulls here tonight, the series will extend to Friday and a game number 6 at a packed Chicago stadium, and we'll be there to bring it to you on the Madison Square Garden Network starting at 8 o'clock. That will be game 6, if necessary, Friday night at 8 on the MSG Network. Patrick Ewing has returned. Sidney Green sitting down. Strickland. And Strickland stole it from Davis. Oakley, yes. Hodges trying to draw the foul. He hit the deck. And Oakley helped Hodges up, and the crowd reacts. Hodges just brushed him off.
Oakley has a way of crushing you and then helping you up.
And the foul called off the double team. It's a non-shooting foul with Strickland and Oakley doubling up. Oakley calls for it. That's his first. And Jess Kersey tells him to move aside. Does not want to hear it.
He doesn't want to be fouled either by Charles. It hurts.
2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Knicks by 5. Again the double team. Hodges, the open man, spinning away from Ewing.
Greg Hodges.
So Greg Hodges relocating his touch. 37-34. Tucker from 3. Yes. And he's been red hot from three-point land. 3 out of 5 on Sunday, and he's been on a tear in the last 3 games.
Yes, he's relocated the touch. Unfortunately for the Knicks, they have not come in dramatic fashion as the Knicks played poorly in the last 2 games, but it would be nice for the Knicks if Trent can keep that touch.
Strickland called for his second. Michael Jordan getting a rest. 12 points in the first quarter. Here's Mark Jackson returning. And Scottie Pippen comes back for the Bulls. Davis sitting down. Strickland to the bench. So the Knicks now with Tucker and Jackson in the backcourt. Nice move by Paxson. Corzine. And Ewing with rebound number 7. The Knicks by 6. Ewing bumping with Corzine and hitting.
No double team on Ewing. Corzine doesn't have a chance, therefore.
And another technical foul. Bill Oakes calling it on Oakley or delay of game. Let's see. And Charles being pushed aside. It was another delay of game. And this is where Charles has to be thinking about it, because he committed the second one, which means a technical, and now a third. And Jackson is ushering Oakley aside as Paxson hits the tee.
As I recall, Mark, throughout the season, the Knicks have always had a lot of controversy with Bill Oakes, it seems. They just seem to have a problem with them. And they better get used to it, because Bill Oakes controls the game.
But on the other hand, Oakley's got to think about it. He was told to move away,
no question,
and he did not. He was not giving the Bulls enough room on the inbound. Here's Pippen, and it's a traveling call. The outside official, Jess Kersey, with that call, and the Knicks lead by 7, 42-35. Oakley has actually been very effective in that situation off the inbounds, and usually will get away with quite a bit. Tucker from deep. Rebound is tipped by Oakley and then gathered in by Grant. Michael Jordan, who has returned. Hodges with a three-point attempt.
Well, he was unguarded totally.
Jordan with the steal, and he lost it. 4 minutes, 10 seconds gone by in the second. The Knicks 42, the Bulls 35. Jackson trying to set up Ewing. Against single coverage, Ewing making the move. Yes! Jordan tried to help out, but came on too late.
Corzine played Ewing very well. Ewing made a very difficult shot.
And the Bulls calling for the timeout. It's a 20 taken by Doug Collins. But it is welcome back Patrick Ewing to being an impact player at the offensive end.
Again, no double until late, till the very end. And Ewing was able to avoid the distraction of fleet-footed Michael Jordan, who sweeps into the picture right now. Corzine cannot extend in the air to bar the Ewing shot.
And in the earlier games, Michael Jordan had been so effective in doubling up and helping out both Cartwright and Corzine.
Excellent point made here by Bruce Beck, our buddy working with us. Just jotted down a note. Game 4, Ewing 10 points, 5 out of 15 from the field. Game 5 right now, he has 12 and he's made 5 of 9.
And in game 4 on Sunday, at one stretch, he missed 8 in a row. Cartwright with a very difficult shot. That's his 4th field goal. He has 8. And he continues his splendid play. The Knicks lead by 7, 44-37. Now the matchup is Ewing and Cartwright with Corzine sitting down. Jackson off the hesitation dribble. Spectacular move by Mark Jackson. Now that will not be a delayed game, I presume, because that was inadvertently kicked.
What a tough shot by Jackson. How he has the ability to release the ball before he reaches the top of his jump so successfully.
The Bulls are trailing by 9, 46-37. Cartwright pushed by Ewing. That's the second committed by Patrick Ewing. And now Rick Pitino calling for the timeout with 6:39 remaining. First half. We'll be back after these words. This game is being brought to you in part by Sharp Electronics Corporation. From sharp minds come sharp products.
Mark Jackson off to a solid start here in the first half. Bill Cartwright in his way, but it did not stop Jackson, who then tries to save that ball, which was going in the other direction. He wanted to avoid another technical. The Knicks at the line twice as much as the Bulls so far, shooting 75%.
Boy, you are a quick study, you know. And Mark Jackson playing well, 8 points, 6 assists for Jackson. Jordan with only 3 to this point. Cartwright will shoot a pair. He has 8 points. And Bill getting the treatment from the crowd. He's a 77% foul shooter. The Knicks now lead it 46-38. Bill Cartwright, the Knicks' #1 draft pick back in 1979. 3rd player overall selected in the draft.
Jackson's 6 assists already over the 4 he had in the entire game Sunday.
The Knicks lead by 7, 46-39. That's time remaining, first half. Gerald Wilkins back in. He's in the backcourt with Mark Jackson. Ewing finding Oakley. Nice pass. Good look from Ewing. And the Knicks lead it by 9.
Ewing became a forward facing the basket, and he certainly reacted like a good one.
Jordan with room. And rebounded by Ewing.
What a break, because he totally escaped Gerald Wilkins.
Jackson thought he had an opening. Cartwright able to pick him up. Nice pass though for Ewing. And he's fouled. Grant called for his 3rd.
The last Knicks basket, Ewing pulled out to be a forward. Double team went in his direction, and my, how things can change. That's what the Bulls took advantage of, those double teams, and found open big men so much of this series. Well, the Knicks just did it now at the other end. Once again, Ewing the target of good passing, and just amazing the difference in the Knicks' effectiveness when they go to Ewing as they have in the first half.
And Horace Grant in foul difficulty, sitting down after picking up his third. He was in foul trouble in that Knick victory back in game 2, and that hurt the Bulls. Dave Corzine has come on, so the Bulls are going with a twin tower effect. Corzine and Cartwright on the floor at the same time, and we've rarely seen that.
Boy, that is a slow front line.
Knicks have an 11-point lead. It's their biggest lead of the night. Jordan able to find Pippen, but he is called for a traveling violation.
It's very alert defensively. All of a sudden, Pippen faced not only Oakley, who's bigger, but then Ewing. They got nervous.
Wilkins off the pick.
Boy, was Newman up there.
And Ewing kept it alive, but the foul on the Knicks. Corzine was hit from behind. Oakley called for his second. Hodges sitting down. Paxson returns. And Corzine will go to the line. The Knicks are over the limit.
So many times this year, the Knicks big men, and I'm thinking of Ewing and Oakley, have gotten into foul problems because of a play like that, where the other team's big man clears the rebound, and then they challenge them to try and deflect the ball. Very low percentage basketball when you do that, and with only 6 fouls allowed each player in a game, it is very costly as the game moves on if it picked up 1 or 2 playing that low percentage basketball.
Sidney Green replaces Charles Oakley. Oakley with 8 points, 5 rebounds. Dave Corzine in his 11th year out of DePaul. Cut that Knick lead down to 9, 50-41. Knicks now with Newman, Green, and Ewing up front. 5:20 left, first half. Jackson looking for Ewing, could not find him. Here's Ewing with a bullet pass to Wilkins. Green and Ewing went at it together.
Ewing was jumped into the front row seats.
Paxson shooting. And Wilkins on the rebound. Ewing with the spin. Yes! And the Knicks lead at 52-41. 16 points for Patrick Ewing.
The Knicks are playing at a pace that suits them just fine. It's a fast pace.
Dave Corzine has come off the bench to hit 8. 52-43 the score.
Corzine's been big for them in the second quarter.
Jackson had a notion from 3.
Like he almost walked.
And that is a walk. Ewing upset with himself.
Ewing is fortunate with his exuberance that he hasn't drawn another foul. He's got 2, and he is really hopping out there.
First time in several games that we have seen the usual aggressiveness that we saw most of the season from Patrick Ewing, both offensively and defensively. Here is Paxson on a quick release. And the Bulls cut it down to 7, 52-45.
And this is with Michael Jordan coasting along as another guy.
Pippen nearly picked it off. Crowd reacting. They wanted a foul on Pippen. Newman from 3. Throwing a brick.
Jackson was posting up on Paxson and was surprised when Newman took the long bomb.
Loose ball foul on Newman. Knicks over the foul limit, so again Corzine to the line.
Knicks are fortunate that the Bulls are not hitting their shots. Almost our goaltending on that play. Newman battling hard as usual for him.
And here is Corzine, who is now 3 for 3 from the line for 9 points. Bruce Beck aiding our statistical staff, headed by Kenny Albert, coming up with some in-depth statistics, Michael Jordan, who is 4 for 9, has hit all 4 on driving shots or layups. He is 0 for 5 in terms of shooting the jumper.
And 0 for 0 in dunks.
Bruce looking for a little extra in the paycheck. Won't get it, John. Here is Green. Yes, Sidney Green from outside. And that gives the Knicks a 7-point lead, 54-47.
Green is justifying the confidence Rick Pitino is showing in him here with all this action in the first half.
Wilkins going down, and Jordan now 0 for 6 with the jump shot. Wilkins with the open alley. And the Knicks lead at 56-47. The Bulls want to talk it over.
Jordan not having good fortune with his outside shooting. Sidney Green sweeps the board. The Knicks are off running again. Jackson gives it up readily to Wilkins, who is uncontested. Oh, does he love that? The Knicks very happy at this moment. Mark Jackson started to celebrate with a little arm swinging and then caught himself 1/4 of the way into the move and turned it into a mini finger pointing like, hey, we're doing great. But he controlled himself in that move.
Controlling old habits. Mark has been requested to tone it down, and he has made an effort here tonight because it has not gone over in a big way. But Mark has played very well. The spark seems to be back, and when the spark is back with Mark Jackson, the spark is usually back with the New York Knicks. And the Knicks lead at 56-47. 2:45 to go, first half. Jordan in the one-on-one. And he was stopped.
Unbelievable. No foul called.
Here is Newman on a crossover. Jordan 1-on-3. Corzine, and run it to by Ewing. So that's 3 by Ewing.
With Pitino signals deflection. Let's look at this incredible play where Jordan airborne goes up, hangs in the air, and is rejected and surprised.
Combination of Green and Ewing handcuffing Jordan. Ewing will sit down. 16 points, 8 rebounds, and the 3 personal fouls.
Well, he's 1 point off his per-game average against the Bulls, so it's been a very big half for Patrick Ewing.
Eddie Wilkins has come on for the first time, and he's hearing the chant of Eddie from this capacity crowd. Corzine with a terrific second quarter. 12 points, 3 out of 4 from the field, 6 for 6 from the foul line. The Knicks by 7, 56-49.
Corzine had scored a total of 3 points in the prior 4 games.
5 on the 24. Wilkins trying to get it out. He will be easy pickings for Michael Jordan.
He better move quickly.
2 minutes.
Des Kersey took his time to make the call and says last touch by Wilkins. And it will be Chicago ball. Scottie Pippen will throw in. Just under 2 minutes to go. First half. Cartwright played by Wilkins. Pippen off the pick.
They pick so well. Corzine did the picking.
Scottie Pippen with 7. And that Knick lead once 11 is now 5. Paxson went down, and Jackson able to hit again. Wow, he's 5 for 6, 10 points, and Jackson and Paxson are having words. Meanwhile, Corzine getting down for the layup. And now apparently they settle it in gentlemanly manner.
Meanwhile, the Bulls are chipping away. No thanks to Jordan. They're doing it for other people.
Jackson with a wild pass. And very fortunate to get it back. Deflected by the Bulls.
Jackson with an incredibly difficult shot. Swish. Now Jackson thought that was intentional, and it did not appear to be. Paxson stating his case, and Jackson buys it.
Nice inbound. Wilkins able to make it home, and the Knicks lead by 7, 60-53. As we come up on 1 minute left in this first half.
See if Jordan picks on Cartwright.
Here's Jordan. Can't hit the jumper. Foul committed by Corzine as Green got excellent position.
Green has been superb here in the first half on the boards.
That's his second personal foul.
There's the man who takes 2 shirts to every game for obvious reasons. So when he leaves, he can look sort of human.
Down to 45 seconds to go. First half. The Knicks by 7. Wilkins. And he drew the foul. Pretty move by Wilkins to cut around Jordan. Corzine trying to pick him up. Picked up his third. Coming up at halftime, a look at one of basketball's greats. Man who entered the Hall of Fame last week, Pop Gates. John Andres visiting with Pop, who is a great admirer of Michael Jordan. Played for the New York Renaissance team back in the late 30s, early 40s. Finished his career with the Harlem Globetrotters. Pop Gates. Will be our halftime feature.
Gerald coming out strong tonight, fighting that 40% from the field average he's had for 4 games. Also only averaging 10.5 against the Bulls, and he's showing his stuff tonight. Clearly has gotten over that contusion that he suffered the other day in his leg.
Wilkins with 12 points. See the time remaining first half. Paxson from 3-point range. John Paxson. And that is 3 3-pointers for the Bulls. 3 out of 5 from downtown. The Knicks now lead by 6, 62-56. Wilkins. Green getting inside with the box out. Wilkins trying to save it. And last touch by Chicago. Here's Kenny Walker making his first appearance of the night. Replacing Sidney Green. Superb first half for Green. 7 rebounds, 4 points. They just changed the call. They said last touched at first by the Bulls, and now the call against the Knicks. Eddie Wilkins apparently deflected it out. Here's another look.
Green with the big position on Pippen. He's bigger and stronger. The ball slapped out of bounds. Eddie Wilkins touched it last.
Down to 8 seconds to go. First half. Jordan with the fake, the bucket, and the foul. That's the first time he's hit from outside, and he will go to the line with 2 seconds left in the half. Gerald Wilkins called on this foul.
Well, Wilkins hanging with him, all over him. Wilkins is asked to bet now. Is Jordan going to make that? No way. I'm all over him, he's thinking. One of the reasons why Jordan is so great, he can overcome so many obstacles.
His first points of this second quarter. It's a 3-point play, so Jordan has 15. 2 seconds to go in the quarter. And Wilkins just tossed it away, and that is it for the first half. So the Knicks, who led by as many as 11, now lead by 3 at halftime. The Knicks 62 and the Chicago Bulls 59.
Time at the Garden. The Knicks at 1 point up by 11. Now lead the Chicago Bulls 62-59. Patrick Ewing with a big first half for New York with 16 points and 9 boards. And Michael Jordan with 15 points, but 12 came in the first quarter of play. Well, last week in Springfield, Massachusetts, it was time to induct the newest members to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. As usual, there were names that we readily can talk about and say that we know and we've seen play, like Lenny Wilkins and Casey Jones. But there was another man inducted, a New York great who's not as well known, William Pop Gates. John Andres has more.
As you watch Michael Jordan perform, you realize you are seeing one of the most incredible players in basketball history. But where does your knowledge of the game's history begin? Certainly, if you're a youngster emulating Jordan's moves on the playgrounds, probably not very far. But look at the game of baseball. What baseball fan, regardless of age, hasn't heard of the legendary Babe Ruth? Baseball has done a superb job of glorifying its past, keeping it firmly entrenched in the minds of its followers. However, last week, the Basketball Hall of Fame inducted one of the pioneers of the game and a true New Yorker, 72-year-old William "Pop" Gates. Pop played his high school ball at Benjamin Franklin High School in New York City. He immediately turned pro with the New York Renaissance, the Boston Celtics of their time, where he starred in the first World Championship tournament in 1939. He played for clubs with names like the Lickman Bears, the Scranton Miners, and the Grumman Wildcats. The Hall of Fame decided to recognize Pop along with NBA greats Casey Jones and Lenny Wilkins. Recently, I had an opportunity to visit with Pop at his home in New York, where he was quick to point out that the greats of yesterday were not quite the millionaires we see today.
Well, I could tell you what I started with was $125 per month. And I think the lowest base salary on the team was $110 per month. And I think the highest paid ball player received $250 per month. And that was the player and the coach at the same time was Fat Jenkins.
And that was for how many games a month?
That was playing every day of the week from month to month for a 5-month period.
While fans around the country were thrilled to see Pop and other black players perform, they were not always so anxious to have them stay in their cities. Black teams were often forced to improvise.
Well, because of that condition that existed during that particular time, we would go to that particular city, play the ball game. We knew we had no place to eat there in the city or no place to stay. We would get back in our bus and travel maybe another 125 miles to a location where we could stay or sleep at.
Pop's teammate and roommate throughout much of his career was another standout in his day, John Isaacs. Isaacs feels that the early greats of the game have been overlooked for too long.
The younger ball players and the ball players that are in the NBA and those that are a little before them, they have to understand that all the things that they have gotten was made possible through the efforts of Pop, myself, Coopers, and the Saches and the Fat Jenkins and the Willie Smiths and the Claytons. These people were instrumental in taking the game of basketball out of the YMCAs, out of the little small church leagues, and putting them into all the large arenas all over the country.
While Pop enjoys watching Michael Jordan as much as anyone, he has a hard time understanding the new definitions of player positions today.
I wish somebody would tell me what a small forward. I don't know what a small forward is, or a power forward, power, whatever you may call it. I don't know what they are.
Point forward?
Oh, point forward. What are you supposed to do? Score all the points? Or you point toward the basket? I don't know. All I know, you're supposed to be able to play the basketball game to enable yourself to be able to put it in the hole or get past your man and how to play the game of basketball.
Induction day was an emotional one for Pop Gates. Busloads of friends and well-wishers came from New York to share Pop's honor, along with his wife Cora. All witnessed his irresistible charm.
50 years ago, this past March 1939, the New York Renaissance won the first professional basketball championship at a tournament held at Chicago Stadium in Chicago, Illinois. We also won again with the Washington Bears in 1942 as my good friend and coach, Canatesto, I can't think of his name. I got up and got stuck. What's coach something? Red Auerbach. How the heck I forget your name, Red? It's a great thing because my name will go down in history long after I'm out of here. But I'm just happy to be there and happy that I was part of keeping this game to the present point of where it is now, and happy that I've had the opportunity to meet so many various races of people throughout the country and spread goodwill towards everyone.
Congratulations. Halftime at the Garden, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinal series. Knicks lead the Bulls by 3. Walt Frazier will join me for highlights in a moment. New York Knicks led by as many as 11, but they lead by just 3 at the half. Let's take a look at the individual scoring in the first half of play at Madison Square Garden. Patrick Ewing, 6 for 10 from the field, 16 points for New York. He also had 9 boards. Gerald Wilkins, 12. Mark Jackson, 5 for 6 for 10, so 3 Knicks in double figures. For the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan quiet in the second quarter with just 3. He has 15. Dave Corzine off the bench, 4 for 5 from the field, 6 for 6 from the line for 14 points. Well, Clyde Frazier joins me now. And Clyde, it wasn't a case of Michael Jordan in the first half. It was a case of the Bulls bench doing the job.
And especially Dave Corzine, 13 points off the bench has really hurt the Knicks. He was lethal from the perimeter. And not only Dave, Paxson came in and did an outstanding job as well.
Knicks played very well, except for 1-minute drought late in the first half of play. Time for a look at the halftime highlights, and the highlights are brought to you by Minolta, creators of Maxim 3000i, the world's smallest, most affordable autofocus SLR. Johnny Newman got into the act early for New York.
And watch this move by Newman. It was indicative of the action in the first half. Very exciting, a vacillating pace. Newman wheels, deals, and thrills the crowd with that move.
Michael Jordan had a big first quarter with 12 points, most of his points going to the hoop.
This is how not to guard Michael Jordan. Trent now should force him left. He did not. Michael soars and he'll score. Anytime he goes right, he's deadly.
Jordan made only 1 jump shot in the first half in 9 attempts. And now Mark Jackson doing his thing.
This is one of our keys. Jackson orchestrating. Watch him telling Ewing to go down on the low post and stay there. Nice look to Ewing. Jackson dishes. Ewing fadeaway shot. He swishes, and that has been the key. The Knicks going back to basics, doing the things that got them here, and going to that man who has been devastating in the first half.
All right, what do you look for now in the second half, Clyde?
I look for more of the same, but look for an eruption from Jordan sometimes, so the Knicks have to solidify their defense and try to contain him.
Halftime, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinal series, and the Knicks lead the Bulls 62-59. Back in a moment. To stave off elimination, lead the Bulls by 3 at the half. Let's go back to Marv Albert and John Andre.
Thank you, Bruce, as the Knicks and the Bulls make their way back onto the court. Quick check of the halftime shooting. Both clubs doing very well. 24 for 45 for the Knicks, and the Bulls 21 out of 40. At the free throw line, the Knicks had the edge early. Were going to the line more frequently, but that turned around, and the Knicks with the advantage off the boards, led by Patrick Ewing, who has 9 rebounds, but Ewing also has 3 fouls. It is Chicago ball as we get underway in the third quarter. Grant, Cartwright, Pippen up front, Jordan and Hodges in the backcourt. 8 on the 24 as Jordan shoots. He is 1 for 10 from outside. Last touched by Ewing. It will be Chicago ball.
Well, you know, Grant is going to want to not duplicate his first half. 2 points, 1 rebound. He's a factor that could come on strong.
But he is in foul trouble with 3. Cartwright will stop. Jordan able to recover. Michael Jordan is now 5 for 15 from the field. Wilkins with the opening. Drew the blocking foul. So Jordan picks up his first.
One of the things that not too much has been said about since this poor past weekend for the Knicks is Ewing deflects that shot. Jordan's quickness, and he almost makes a great shot here. Is that one of the ways to contain Jordan is to put offensive pressure on him. Make him concentrate on defense, which the Knicks guards, who shot so poorly over the weekend, were unable to do. However, Gerald Wilkins with his 12-point first half, despite the fact he didn't shoot that well, but Jackson, the combination was pretty tough, and that will keep Jordan busy, and that's a good way to bother him.
Delay here because they are resetting the 24-second clock.
Everything is okay.
Chant of "Let's go Knicks." Michael Jordan in the first half, 21 minutes, only 5 for 13, and he's missed his first 2 here in the third quarter.
But in that first half, he accounted for 27 points. Considering they have 59 now, that's a lot. And yet, it didn't appear that he got going. Now, the Knicks remember clearly that Jackson had 18 points in the fourth quarter in Chicago last time they met. Jackson is a volcano waiting to happen at all times.
Well, Jordan with 12 of those 15 points in the first quarter, then had a long rest period and came on late in the second quarter. Knicks by 4, 63-59. Oakley able to break it up. Recovered by Grant.
Jackson tried to dribble through the pressure.
Horace Grant with his second field goal cuts it down to 2.
Jackson missed Wilkins, who had a big cut going on.
Well, Pippen tried to save it, but it will be Nick Ball. The Knicks led by as many as 11 in the first half. They now are clinging to a 2-point lead and clinging to extend their season to a Game 6 in Chicago on Friday night. Knicks with Oakley, Ewing, and Newman up front. Wilkins and Jackson in the backcourt as we open up here in the second half. Jackson from 3. Yes. Mark Jackson with a 3-pointer. And the Knicks lead it by 5. 13 points for Jackson. Jordan. Beautiful move, getting it over the outstretched arm of Ewing. Wilkins with a stutter step. Rebound, Newman. Knicks lead at 68-63. Ewing has 3 fouls. Oakley with 2. Here's Grant. Oakley with the steal and pushed. That's number 4 on Grant.
That was his opportunity to mess up Pete Vesey.
And perhaps the thought did cross his mind. Yes, Pete of the New York Post nearly taking the brunt of that collision. Horace Grant sits down after picking up number 4, but Corzine, who had the 14-point second quarter, is back in. So again, Doug Collins going with the 2 big guys. Oakley from deep. Yes. And the Knicks lead at 70-63.
I really think the sight of Corzine on the court a lot will inspire the Knicks, because I can't believe they can accept Corzine as one that they're going to lose to, despite his great first half.
22nd timeout called by the Bulls. Well, Doug Collins opting to go with Corzine rather than Charles Davis, who did not distinguish himself in the first half and picked up 2 fouls, but has played well against the Knicks earlier in the playoffs and also during the regular season. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the express written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated, is prohibited. 2.5 minutes in, third quarter, and the Knicks lead it by 7. Corzine, double team. Here's Pippen. Scottie Pippen has had the nice touch. He's 4 out of 5 for 9 points, and the Knicks lead is now 5.
His development now in his second season as a jump shooter has been phenomenal. He could not shoot the jumper last year, Pippen that is.
Ewing, yes. Line driving it home. He has 18. The Knicks lead at 72-65. Ewing has connected on 7 of 11. Caught right around Ewing, and he lost it. Oakley with the deflection. 2 big defensive plays by Charles Oakley. Newman is called for steps.
Jordan beat him to the step, to the position he wanted. Newman tried to react by spinning and lost his balance. Credit Jordan with outstanding defense.
Michael Jordan in his 5th season out of North Carolina, coming off the 47-point effort on Sunday, has not shot well here today. 6 for 16. Pippen with a good fake and able to go glass. So Scottie Pippen makes it 5 out of 6 and a 5-point Knick lead, and the crowd looking to get the Knicks rolling. Newman called for the offensive foul. And Newman his 2nd.
This is good defense by Chicago. When the ball goes on the floor, their defenders are beating the Knicks ball handlers to position. That is basic defense. Newman goes to the floor. Pippen gets in the way, forces a bad pass. Either way, Newman was a loser on that play.
And the combination of Newman and Vandeweghe has accounted for only 7 points. Kiki had that strong game in game 2, the Knick victory. The steal by Ewing, able to control the dribble. And just Kersey says a goaltend. The basket will count.
Well, Air Jordan got a hold of that ball when it was on the way to the basket. That's a goaltend.
Plus a foul.
Great play by Ewing, the athlete that he is. He'll be above the rim now. Here's the block. Wow. Oh, everyone here, everyone wishes they could get up and do that once in their life. I mean, the play that Jordan makes.
And as Jordan was called for the goaltend, Pippen got Ewing from behind and picked up his 2nd foul. So Ewing to the line. He's 4 for 4 from the line. He's seeking his 21st point. 3-point play for Ewing, and the Knicks lead 75-67. Michael Jordan did not agree with that goaltend.
Jordan ignoring Bill Cartwright, who had position.
Hodges, and his sight was limited by the 2 hands of Ewing. Newman, and it was Oakley's outlet that got it going. And the Bulls want to talk it over. They are still standing and cheering. This reminiscent of that timeout during the Knicks-Sixers series, where the standing ovation continued throughout the timeout as the Knicks have jumped to a 10-point lead with 7:26 to go in the 3rd.
Well, one thing appears certain. In the last 2 games and losses against the Bulls, the Knicks did not score 100 points. Pretty clear that they're going to reach that total a lot earlier than they have in prior games.
Now Scottie Pippen is handling against Johnny Newman. And the chant of defense from this capacity crowd. Jordan again not able to hit from outside, and Oakley with rebound number 8.
He's a bear on the boards. Cartwright fighting hard, pushing, shoving Ewing.
Cartwright picks up the foul, his 2nd.
To think those guys used to hug each other. Hey, Billy. Hi, Pat. Hey, guys. Hey, how are you? Crash, bang, smash.
Dave Corzine now up front with Bill Cartwright. Scottie Pippen.
Designed to get Jordan the shot down low for Mark Jackson.
Basket counts and the foul. So Gerald Wilkins will go to the line. Cartwright called for the foul, his 3rd.
Knicks had posted up Jackson. Wilkins goes to the boards. That's the kind of rebounding Rick Pitino loves to see from him, and he makes a very tough shot. But you know, in some ways, when it gets going for you, you get the bounces. Well, it's been happening a lot tonight for the Knicks, as it has for Chicago the prior 2 games.
Aaron Wilkins with 16. Remember, he was a question mark because of a deep thigh bruise suffered on Sunday. 8 consecutive points by the Knicks. They lead it by 13. Caught right. And the foul on Ewing. So that is 4 on Ewing.
Ewing's begging not to come out, signaling to Pitino, no way. Rick's taking him out.
Sidney Green will come on. And Patrick Ewing is greeted. Sits down with 21 points, 9 rebounds, 3 block shots.
The foul was called before what appeared to be the foul. The hand check, a very light hand check.
Green jumping out, able to come up with the steal.
Knicks dominating the boards right now, 30-18.
Jackson from 3. Paxson got a piece of it. And Cartwright on the rebound. Here's Pippen. Oh, he lost the handle. And he caught. No, it was deflected. Just Kersey indicating the deflection that he did not catch his own pass.
I think the Knicks have to pass the ball a little better now on offense.
Here's Newman snaking in, feeding. Charles Oakley gives the Knicks a 15-point lead. And the Knicks with 10 consecutive points. Pippen with a 3-point attempt. Rebound Jackson. Here's Newman. And he's called for the offensive foul. His 3rd foul, 2nd time he's been called on the offensive end.
He commits himself to the drive fully, and Pippen knew it.
Kiki Vandeweghe replacing Johnny Newman. 9 points for Newman. He hit 4 out of 6. Vandeweghe played only 6 minutes in the first half and missed on his 2 shot attempts. 5:10 to go. 3rd quarter. Knicks have run up a 15-point lead.
Jordan really unhappy that Pippen missed him when he had position on Wilkins.
Cartwright muscling his way on Green, and the tip home by Jordan.
And that's how he responded. Instead of sulking, he went to the boards. Oh, coaches from the beginning of time have said that. If things don't go your way, go to the boards, get some rebounds.
19 for Jordan, but he's only 7 for 18. 82-69, Knicks with the lead. Wilkins. And it will be Nick Ball. Again, a good play by Green. Here's Rod Strickland replacing Mark Jackson. Strong game for Mark. 13 points. Along with 8 assists. Green. Yes. He's hit twice from outside.
Good passing by the Knicks on the perimeter. They're really accomplishing that movement of the ball that they wanted to do.
Hesitation move by Jordan, who drew the foul. And Michael Jordan will have to get into it offensively here. Hopefully picked it up. That's his 3rd as you get another look at it. But this game can completely get away from the Bulls. If Jordan continues to lay back, he's not shooting well. But here's Kenny Walker for Charles Oakley. Jordan now has 20.
Rick Pitino is doing an excellent job of rotating his players, giving them rests. And every time he goes to the bench, he's not getting deadness. He's getting results. People are coming in and doing things.
So Jordan now 6 for 8 from the line. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in the 3rd. Knicks lead it by 14. Strickland. Green on the rebound. Strip. Vandeweghe back. Pippen on the follow as Jordan lands amidst the photographers and just glides back onto the court.
They're going to tell everyone they know tomorrow that Jordan touched him.
And Jordan stole it from Strickland. Jordan with a great move to draw the foul. Walker called for the foul. Michael Jordan has returned to the offense.
You were just saying something about him having to get into it. He's all over the place now. He's all over the Knicks' faces, and Strickland just got shocked. He generates speed right around Strickland, and Kenny Walker wouldn't stand for a slam.
Jordan struggling at the foul line. Some advice from Doug Collins.
Right. Signaling Michael to follow through on the shot.
Well, Doug was an excellent free throw shooter.
Well,
and an outstanding college and NBA career.
5-time All-Star.
84-73. Knicks by 11. Green setting the pick. Did not work. Away, wide open. Yes. He hit the back of the side rim. 86-73. The Knicks by 13.
Now Gerald Wilkins really has to work on Jordan.
Corzine, nice move, but blew it.
That's the Corzine the Knicks think they know.
Jackson with the spin on the crowd, dangerous and fortunate to maintain possession.
This is the patience that the Knicks want. They don't get the move right away. Keep moving it.
Basket will not count. Bill Oakes with the call. It's against the Bulls. It's called on Paxson. Timeout taken by the Knicks. We'll be right back.
Gerald Wilkins, Mark Jackson, Kiki Vandeweghe. That is a spread offense. And the plan worked. Get that ball to Kiki, move it around, make that defense work. And what a reliable shooter he can be, and the Knicks are using him.
And the Knicks on fire in the third. They are 10 for 15 from the field. The Bulls having their difficulties.
At no point can the Knicks relax. There are not enough points on the board. There never will be enough with Jordan in the arena.
Mark Jackson.
2 minutes 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And Mark Jackson, who has had an outstanding game, will shoot a pair on the line for the first time. And his free throw shooting has taken a dip over the last half of the season since he came back from the arthroscopic surgery. As he had been a solid free throw shooter, but he's had his ups and downs. Now has 14 points along with 10 assists. The Knicks by 14, 87-73. They've led by as many as 15. Jordan and Paxson at the guards. Grant, Corzine, and Pippen up front. Grant open, and he was fouled.
Grant was wide open, and Jordan didn't miss a trick. It's very difficult under normal conditions out high where Jordan was to deliver a pass successfully to someone open, even if they are open. Usually a deflection, a hand gets in the way. It's a long distance. But Jordan's passing ability, I think, has been overshadowed by so many other great things he does, so many more dramatic things, but his passing is superb.
Horace Grant making his first appearance at the line. He is playing with 4 fouls, and that has hurt the Bulls, although Corzine was able to come on and provide hot shooting in the second quarter, but Bulls do not get the board work with Grant on the bench. 87-75. Knicks lead by 12. Tucker from 3. And he continues his three-point tear. He's 2 for 3 tonight from downtown.
Gave Michael a facial. Michael didn't put the hands up.
Paxson with the quick release. And the loose ball foul from behind. Called on the Knicks.
It's Sidney Green going around to each of his teammates saying, my fault, my fault.
Foul was called on Vandeweghe. So both clubs now over the limit.
Interesting move now by Doug Collins, resting Jordan, as this game is slipping away on the scoreboard at any rate, but he knows he needs 12 solid minutes from Michael in the fourth quarter. Nevertheless, Michael did have a good rest in the first half. Good rest, listen to me, 3 minutes. Seemed like he was out for 9 minutes, didn't it?
What you see is so deceiving when you check the stat sheet. And no matter what has been said about that groin pull, it may still be bothering Jordan, so Doug Collins has to take that into consideration. Brad Sellers, who's been used sparingly, has come on for the first time tonight. The Knicks now by 13, 90-77, so Sellers, Grant, Pippen up front. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third. Knicks front line, Vandeweghe, Walker, and Green. Here is Green. And the Knicks got a break. It will be Nick Ball with 8 on the shot clock.
They have gotten several breaks tonight.
Bullet pass from Jackson. Vandeweghe. And Grant able to get to it. Paxson using the screen. Vandeweghe all over Hodges, not allowing the three-point shot. The mismatch is Tucker with Sellers, and a traveling violation call. Minute 24 to go in the third. Now Charles Davis checks in.
Davis, number 22.
And Horace Grant will sit down. 8 points for Grant, who's been foul play.
Doug Collins still reluctant to use Sam Vincent, an accomplished point guard. He's still going with the 2 shooting guards in favor of him.
Green posting Sellers. And that's a goaltend. Another nice move by Sidney Green, the one-time Chicago Bull, with 8 points, 9 rebounds.
Sellers may be the softest 7-footer in the NBA. Green had unbelievable position down low, wasn't even getting a fight.
1 minute left, third quarter. Knicks by 15. Paxson backs it up.
Look at Jackson holding Sellers.
And the foul is called. That will put Sellers at the foul line. Foul committed by Walker, trying to help out. Rod Strickland is back. Mark Jackson sits down. And again, Jackson hears it from the crowd. Here is Brad Sellers in his 4th year out of Ohio State. Last year, he lost his starting job during the course of the playoffs against the very physical Detroit Pistons.
And he had it for a long time. They really stuck with him. The Bulls had to go to Sellers. He was being guarded by the much shorter Jackson.
He is usually a good foul shooter, 85%, and he misses both. It will be Nick Ball.
What doesn't help Sellers is his expression as well. He's kind of
placid.
Yeah, placid, right. But he's getting the opportunity.
15-point Knick lead. 40 seconds to go, third quarter. Tucker from 3.
Oh, what a tough shot. He got the ball facing the other basket, had to wheel and still shoot a long one.
His foot on the line. They call it a 2-point field goal. 94-77. Trent Tucker has 10 points. Knicks have opened up a 17-point bulge. Here's Hodges. Walker with the rebound. 15 seconds left in the third, and the Knicks will hold for 1. Down to 10. Crowd responding. Out of 5. Strickland going behind the back. Strickland trying to feed it. Shot comes too late. So after 3, the Knicks 94. The Chicago Bulls 77. This This game is being brought to you in part by Sharp Electronics Corporation. From sharp minds come sharp products.
On Thursday, May 11th, Sharp Electronics presented the Sharpshooter of the Year award during halftime of the Knicks versus Bulls playoff game. Daniel Infante, Director of Corporate Communications and Marketing from Sharp Electronics, presented the award to Patrick Ewing and Trent Tucker. And speak of the devil, Trent Tucker continuing excellent shooting, almost a three-pointer. And Patrick Ewing, in a very strong game throughout 3 quarters, has shown Bill Cartwright and the rest of the world what he's capable of. Patrick answering strong.
Patrick Ewing, after picking up his 4th foul in the 3rd quarter, was lifted. And the Knicks still able to maintain their excellent play. Going to Sidney Green. Eddie Wilkins played earlier, played well. A look at the foul rundown. Horace Grant with the 4, 3 on Cartwright, along with Ewing, 3 apiece on Newman and Oakley. So the Knicks go with Walker, Vandeweghe, and Green up front, along with Tucker and Strickland in the backcourt. The Knicks lead at 94-77 with the 94 points. They have already surpassed their point totals over the weekend in Chicago in games 3 and 4. 88 points Saturday, 93 on Sunday.
Rick Pitino has to feel confident now going with Sidney Green and letting Ewing sit some more. And Rod Strickland starts to show his stuff.
For Strickland, his first bucket, 96-77. The Knicks with their biggest lead of the game as we get started in the 4th quarter. Jordan off the screen from Cartwright. 96-79. Jordan with 23, but he's hit only 8 of 20 and has not hit the jump shot. Tucker wide open. And rebounded by Cartwright. Cartwright is up front along with Pippen and Grant. Now Jordan and Paxson in the backcourt. Jordan. Walker bothered him. Nice touch pass. And Walker broke it up. Kenny Walker. A defensive presence twice in the same sequence. Ten on the shot clock. Pippen changed his mind and threw the air ball. He got caught in the air.
Jordan's a little winded.
Vandeweghe trying to get it back. 3 on 2. Jordan. Let's see what the call is. The foul on the Knicks.
Turnovers just kill you. Jordan was huffing and puffing his way up court. All of a sudden, he gets the ball handed to him, and off he goes.
Foul committed by Tucker, his 2nd. Minute and a half gone by. 4th quarter. The Knicks trailing this series 3-1. A victory would mean a game 6 in Chicago Friday night. Jordan. Grant, basket counts and a foul.
See, Jordan's making it happen, though. Going around anybody. And there's a problem developing here. There are never enough points on the board. There can't be enough with him here.
Tucker on that foul, his 3rd. And Doug Collins has seen his club cut it down to 15. Grant 4 for 4 from the line.
Hey, if they get it to 10, they're going to feel wonderful. The Bulls, that is. But of course, Ewing and Jackson are on the bench along with Oakley. So the first line is doing some resting for the Knicks as well. Rick Pitino's counting the seconds when he brings them back.
Here's Green. Paxson gets it down to Pippen. Good look by Paxson to spot Pippen racing down the near side, and it is down to 13.
96-83.
And here come Ewing, Oakley, and Gerald Wilkins. Strickland. Not what you would call a good shot, but he hit it. And the Knicks again by 15, 98-83.
He is very successful with shots considering their degree of difficulty.
Cartwright posting Green. Cartwright foul. So he will go to the line. Green collects his first, and Rick Pitino now making changes. Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Gerald Wilkins step back on. Walker, Tucker, and Green depart, and hear it from the crowd.
Green, much like Dave Corzine tonight, rose greatly.
Yes, Sidney with 8 points, 9 rebounds, and receiving the playing time because of the foul trouble suffered by Patrick Ewing. Bill Cartwright now with 11 points. The Bulls had missed their last 3 free throws, but Cartwright hits 2 for 2, 98-85. The Knicks lead by 13 with 9 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Once again, the Knicks need good, crisp passing.
And they have not been a good passing ball club. And away. Beautiful play by Oakley, and he drew the foul.
What kind of shot was that?
Well, he knew he was being fouled. He just flung it up. Cartwright called for his fourth, and Oakley will go to the line. Charles is 2 for 4 from the line.
Good break for the Knicks. It looks like the Bulls totally controlling the play, and Bill Cartwright actually tips it out of the hands of his teammate.
The Knicks 99, and the Bulls 85. Look back at the overall picture between these two ball clubs coming into tonight. The Knicks had won only 3 of 9 against Chicago this season. Season series 3-2 in favor of the Bulls, and then 3-1 in this best of 7. The Knicks now up by 15 points, 100-85. Cartwright. Rebound Grant. Rebound Cartwright, and lost it. Grant is there. Horace Grant, so important to this ball club.
Playing very big on that play. Oakley and Ewing were in the middle of the action, and Grant won the battle. And Cartwright also got very tough.
12 points for Grant. And the Knicks lead is 13. 100-87. 8:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Vandeweghe cutting along the baseline. Knicks did not spot him. Wilkins able to recover.
Another break.
8 on the shot clock.
Pass the ball. Got to look for somebody.
And he's called for a double dribble off the good pressure by the Bulls.
Timely pressure. Rick Pitino going with Strickland in the lead role in the backcourt, a good distance.
Rick just took a long walk along the sideline and then decided to insert Mark Jackson. He'll be coming on in a moment, as will Johnny Newman. Paxson, and he's hit on a reach-in.
That's one of those, you reach around a guy and the foul is called automatically, and at this moment Doug Collins is unhappy for some reason, thinking it was in the act of shooting.
He also wanted a technical on Oakley, who bounced the ball high in the air. Fouls on Strickland, and then Doug Collins claiming, hey, you got to call a technical on the guy.
Bulls reacting to the double team, finding the open man time and again. Now they sense, just as the Knicks are turning up the heat with the double teams, they are sensing it and reacting perfectly by moving that basketball. The ball moves faster in the air against the defense than it does on the ground. You can't dribble through pressure.
Paxson 86% from the line during the season, but hardly went to the line. 188. Bulls chipping away. 19-point lead is down to 12 with 7.5 left in the game. Wilkins, and he was able to draw the foul. Ewing bracing himself on the rim. Jordan called for his second, and Gerald Wilkins to the line. He is 6 for 7 from the foul line.
Well, that's the pressure that Gerald Wilkins and the Knicks want to create for Jordan. Give him something to think about defensively. Make him feel that he doesn't dominate at all moments. Jordan also has feelings and emotions, and it's up to the Knicks to push them and challenge them and make him feel like he's got some problems.
Knicks have done well at the line tonight. The 20 for 25. High point men for the Knicks. Ewing with 21. Wilkins with 17. Oakley has 14. Tucker with 10. And let's see what the call is here. Basket counts. And the foul. He got the call on the continuation. Newman with the foul, his 4th. And Rick Pitino did not like that call.
Newman, such a good defender, reaching around. And Jordan just keeps about his business.
And this game is very much alive. Jordan can cut it to 10 with 7:20 remaining. 4th quarter. The Knicks lead is now 101-91.
It's got to go to the big man.
They did in the first half. They have not here in the 4th quarter. Wilkins lost it. Oakley on the recovery drew the foul.
Gerald Wilkins, who plays with great confidence, is not getting good shots at all. He's successful and he's drawing fouls on that play. However, thanks to his teammate Oakley, the Knicks are going to get something out of the move.
And Bill Cartwright picked up number 5. That one hurts. Let's see how Doug Collins handles this. Cartwright remaining on the floor. So 5 on Cartwright, 4 on Grant. The Knicks with 4 on Ewing and 4 on Newman. Oakley with 3. Oakley 4 for 6 from the line. He now has 15. There's Doug Collins, 3rd-year head coach of the Chicago Bulls. Many thought should have been coach of the year last season. Had a superb career with the Philadelphia 76ers, the NBA's #1 pick out of Illinois State back in '73 after stardom in the Olympic Games.
Well, he consults and listens closely to John Bach and Phil Jackson, his assistants. That's who he was speaking to.
Knicks lead by 12, 103-91. Jordan off the dribble drive. Rebound Oakley. Checked to see if he were near the baseline. Jackson overthrew Ewing. Here's Paxson from 3. Jordan getting to it. Those are the kind of breaks the Knicks were getting earlier.
The Knicks need poise now, like they haven't thus far in this game. They're in control. They have the 10-point lead. They mustn't settle for less.
Here's Ewing. Well, he got the step on Cartwright, and then Cartwright did not want to pick up number 6. Bulls down by 12 with 6 minutes left, 4th quarter. Jackson with the steal. Cartwright diving for it, gets it to Jordan. Ewing did not want to pick the foul up, so Grant with the layup knocks it back down to 10.
Great play by Cartwright for a man his size to get down on the floor as quickly as he did. Cartwright yelling at Pippen, not happy about something.
Timeout, New York.
And now the Knicks call for time. 5:38 to go. 4th quarter. The Knicks 105 and the Bulls 95. At 9:30 on the Madison Square Garden Network, Yankee baseball. The Yanks and the defending American League champion Oakland A's starting with the Yankee scorecard at 9:30.
Well, loose ball and Bill Cartwright there to the rescue. Jordan on the recovery. Ewing not wanting to commit the foul makes Jordan pass the ball outside. Horace Grant to the rescue.
The Knicks lead by 10, 5.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Jack Madden calling a foul, a holding foul. It's on Cartwright, so he is fouled out. Well, Doug Collins gambled, let Cartwright in, looking for this run by the Bulls. And he has lost an important man. Cartwright departs with 12 points, 6 rebounds.
Take a look at it now. Fortunately, Ewing was not going to the ball, and fortunately for him, there was some contact.
Dave Corzine replacing Bill Cartwright. Ewing off a double team. Rebounded by Jordan, and he's hit by Oakley. That is 4 on Oakley.
That's Jordan's competitive spirit now. He will take over the game if he can. He'll go to the boards, he'll rebound with centers, out-rebound them, and generally dominate the action if he can. Michael Jordan, in his mind, has plenty of time for his team to win this game.
Cartwright with a 12-point ball game before fouling out. And Jordan has not been sharp at the line. He is now 8 for 12 at the foul line. We're down to 5:17 remaining, fourth quarter, and the Knicks by 10.
Collins telling his assistants he's flicking the ball. Whatever that means.
The Knicks 105, Bulls 96. Ewing going to his right. Rebounded by Pippen. So Paxson and Jordan now in the backcourt. Corzine up front. And Pippen. Fan of defense. 6 on the shot clock. Down to 3. Down to 1. 24-second violation. 24-second violation.
They made Jordan give it up. Gerald Wilkins did. They moved it around the perimeter. This man's furious. Oh, boy, is he angry. His team wasn't sensitive enough to the clock. That's what he's unhappy about.
Ewing trying to set up, but Corzine fronting. Newman off the double team, and again called for the offensive foul. That's the 3rd time he's been called for that offensive foul. The Bulls continue to close the opening, and Newman in all has 5 personals.
I guess the story on the Bulls scouting report is if Newman puts the ball on the floor, he will continue. Just get in front of him, draw the foul.
Jordan getting in, and he's fouled by Ewing. So 5 on Ewing. And Jordan will go to the line. And now let's see how Rick Pitino reacts to number 5 on Ewing.
Just trying to think through the years how many players could create the fear that Jordan creates in a situation like this where you don't feel you're safe. I guess certainly Will Chamberlain when he averaged 50 points a game one season. But if there were 2 minutes to go, you'd still be nervous if you were the Knicks with the score the way it is now.
I don't think there's anyone like this. You think back to Julius, think to Oscar Robertson, who wasn't the scoring force.
Remember the year Jerry West averaged in the 40s during the playoffs one year. He established it at that point, but it was mostly long-range bombing. Such a great shooter, but Jordan just comes in and gets any kind of thing he can.
22nd timeout taken by the Knicks. I'm thinking of, well, Will Chamberlain, who you mentioned, Rick Barry, perhaps Earl Monroe, but nothing like this.
No, he's such a power, he's such a force, and it just appears that when he wants to become what you would classify maybe as offensively selfish, he can do what he wants. It doesn't appear anyone can stop him. His execution. Now he's breaking out of that team style of play. Now it's Jordan time.
If the Knicks can hold on and win, the series will move back to Chicago Stadium on Friday night, and we'll be there to bring it to you airtime at 8 o'clock on the Madison Square Garden Network. That'll be Friday night, Game if the Knicks hang on and beat the Bulls. 105-98. Knicks now lead it by 7 as we come up on 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
They need passing, not dribbling.
Down to 8 on the 24. Newman, yes, and it counts. And they did get the pass from Wilkins, finding Newman.
And the foul by Corzine.
Corzine committing the foul. That's 4 on Corzine.
Gorgeous pass. And the move away from the ball by Newman as he felt his man go to the ball. Both players responding perfectly. The Knicks have Ewing in reserve on the bench.
Well, Johnny Newman will take it. 3-point play, and the Knicks lead by 10. 108-98. 3:45 remaining. Fourth quarter. Paxson played by Jackson. Green is on Corzine. Green coming on for Ewing. Jordan from 3. A clutch three-pointer from Michael Jordan, his first of the game. 108-101. The Knicks lead is 7. Here's Oakley. Nice pass from Jackson.
That's why you like penetrating guards. They draw attention, as Jackson did, and he found the open man.
Michael Jordan has scored 13 of the Bulls' 24 points in this fourth quarter. Dishes off beautifully to Horace Grant. 16 for Grant. It's down to 7. And we're down to 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Jackson forced the issue. And here's Pippen. And it is down to 5. 110-105. And the Knicks have to be doing some deep thinking right here as Rick Pitino calls for time. So on the Mark Jackson turnover, the Bulls cut it to 5.
Of Pierre Cardin, suits and sport coats available at A&S all stores. And once again, the Knicks fans are coming to the aid of their home team, and Mark Jackson not succeeding on his penetration. It's hard to read what he had in mind, but the Bulls with excellent passing find the fast-moving Scottie Pippen, who felt he was fouled, and now there's a 5-point lead, and the Knicks have to respect that 24 seconds and use as much of it as they can.
Down to 10 on the shot clock. 2.5 remaining. Fourth quarter. Ewing was forced outside, stopped by Corzine, and it will be Chicago ball. Michael Jordan has taken over here in the fourth quarter. The Bulls have hit 10 of 16 in the fourth, while the Knicks have gone into a tailspin. Here is Jordan. Rebound Oakley. We may look back at that shot by Jordan as the key one. Crowd screaming at Jackson. They do not want him to try and challenge Jordan. 5 on the shot clock. Now Jackson will have to shoot. Oh, what a play by Oakley. A minute 45 to go in the fourth. 12 on the shot clock. Ewing off a double team. Yes. The Knicks by 7. 112-105. And the Bulls call for time. Lead it by 7. 112-105. 3 critical plays here down the stretch. That miss by Jordan, who was inside. The diving move off this miss by Jackson by Oakley, and then you'll see the conclusion to this play.
Anyway, one wanted to exaggerate the importance of that play would be okay. You could not over-exaggerate the play by Oakley. And then Ewing down low. Ewing's going to be challenged by Jordan, who holds back, and Ewing hits the big one. Oakley, 13 rebounds, 7 offensive. The Bulls have only 13 offensive rebounds themselves.
So the one-time Chicago Bull, Charles Oakley, has come up very big here tonight. 18 points along with the 13 rebounds, minute 38 to go in this fourth quarter. The Knicks lead by 7. And again, the chant of defense. Pippen looking, finds Jordan, guarded by Wilkins. Paxson beating Jackson. Good fake to the right, and then he went left to cut it down to 5. 112, 107, and Paxson has 9. Oh, risky, and it led to the turnover. Ewing on the baseline. Very risky play.
Very poor judgment by Mark Jackson.
And the Knicks call for time. We'll be right back. And when we resume, it will be Chicago ball. The Knicks leading by 5, 112-107, and I do not understand that pass from Jackson to Ewing. A very risky play.
He is a chance taker, and he put Ewing in a very difficult position, much like giving a big man a ball at the top of the circle on a fast break and asking him to dribble. Very hard for Ewing to successfully engineer that, and the Knicks are really playing with fire with those kind of judgments.
So it comes back to Michael Jordan and his Chicago Bulls with a minute 19 left. Bulls have 2 timeouts remaining. Knicks are down to 1 left. Knicks led by as many as 19, but they could not put the Bulls away.
No trap on Jordan. It's just Gerald Wilkins.
Jordan off the circular move, going left and right to cut it down to 3 with 1 minute remaining. Fourth quarter for the Knicks. The 88-89 season on the line. They lose here, it is all over. Wilkins with 8 on the shot clock changed his mind. Ewing, yes. And a good decision by Gerald Wilkins. The Knicks by 5 with 40 seconds to go. Jordan from 3. Ewing blocked it. Here's Ewing. Pushed by Jordan. Basket counts. As Ewing went flying, I don't believe a foul was called. A light tap from Jordan. But Ewing off the block, able to do it at the other end. The Knicks by 7, and the Bulls take the timeout.
Jordan blocked by Ewing. A great play by him. Ewing with 1 block a game the prior games, and tonight he's come on big in that department, and look at him run. 4 blocks in the game for Patrick Ewing tonight. He runs the court. Patrick Ewing has emerged in this series finally as a star.
29 points for Ewing. He's 12 for 19 from the field, 10 rebounds and the 4 block shots.
The all-important defensive presence of Ewing shown on that play as he and Jordan both rising to the occasion here in dramatic fashion, and Ewing also considerate of his fellow man after he makes that shot. Picking up the Mark Jackson move now.
In modified form.
Right. Although Rick Pitino, as you can see, pensively turning away, the Knicks celebrating. But Rick still has the fear of Jordan in him, you know that.
Well, you get the idea as you view this fourth quarter, although the Knicks had the big lead, they led by as many as 19, that it was the Knicks who were trailing in the ball game. The fear of the Bulls coming back, and they certainly have, and it's not over. 33 seconds to go and a 7-point lead.
I can only think of 2 fighters, one that's been dominating the whole fight, and then the seconds clicking away as the underdog comes back strong. And you think that he may knock the other guy out. And the Knicks right now winning on points, aren't they?
Very good, John. But still down the stretch, although Mark Jackson has 14 points and 14 assists, for the most part a very strong game. Still have to wonder about some of the decisions in the final minute and a half. One off a drive into a crowd, and then that errant pass in the direction of Ewing. Here's Jordan, able to split right through, no problem. It took 3 seconds, 30 seconds to go in this fourth quarter as Grant fouls Ewing, and Ewing will go to the line. So the Bulls just looking to stop the clock. They have it down to 5. Grant commits number 5, and Ewing will go to the free throw line where he is 5 for 5.
What does Jordan have, 60, 70?
A quiet 38, and has not shot well. 13 for 29. At one point, we've been counting up the outside shots, 1 for 10.
23 in the second half for Jordan.
This ball game very much alive. The Knicks are now 23 for 30 from the line. That was Ewing's first miss. The Knicks lead it by 5 with 28 seconds left. 117-111 the score. The Bulls have 1 timeout left, as do the Knicks. Jordan looking to score in a hurry. Stripped by Tucker. Here's Paxson from 3. 117-114. Down to 17 seconds and a timeout taken by the Knicks. The Bulls keep coming. Paxson with a 3-pointer. We'll be right back. Well, the Knicks, who led by as many as 19, are now clinging to this 3-point lead. When we resume, it will be Nick Ball, and this is how the Bulls got it down to 3.
Oh, Gerald Wilkins had the misfortune of facing this flying machine, and he just goes right by him. Under pressure, Jordan gives it up to the double team, and John Paxson shows why he is in the plans of the Bulls for a long time to come.
That's our Jordan update. 38 points. He's taken over in the second half. And if you ask Michael Jordan, he will admit not one of his better ball games.
No, he makes 15 out of 30 instead of 13. They're leading right now.
17 seconds remaining fourth quarter. The Knicks do not have any timeouts remaining, so they must get it in. Jack Madden telling Scottie Pippen to provide more room. Ewing off the inbounds, and he is fouled. And that took only 2 seconds. So we're down to 15 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter, Pippen called on that foul, and Ewing to the line where he is 6 for 7. The Bulls do have 1 timeout left.
Jordan is so classy. In the middle of that physical squashing of Ewing, he goes over and shakes hands with Ewing, and one of those I had to do it type things, but no way Ewing was being hurt.
Oh, oh my. And yes, he will take it.
If he thinks of it as a miss and concentrates more, that's the good part of a shot like that.
32 for Ewing. 5-point Knick lead. Down to 10 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Paxson from 3 and beyond. Rebound Ewing. And the Knicks very fortunate to come away with the victory. As Tucker hits, it will count. And we go to Chicago on Friday night for a game number 6. That will not count. Pippen hit a jumper after the buzzer. The Knicks defeat the Bulls 121-114. The Bulls now lead the series 3 games to 2. The Knicks led by Patrick Ewing, who scored 32 and came up with 11 rebounds. But John, looking at it psychologically, and I'm sure this will be the point that Doug Collins and his coaching staff will be driving home, the fact that the Bulls were able to come from way back, and the fact that to the Bulls, this was almost a victory. They nearly stole one.
No question about it, Marv. They are going to feel very good about themselves despite the loss.
It's a 7-point victory for the Knicks. We'll be back to wrap it in a moment.
The New York Knicks survive and they stay alive. The Knicks now trail the Bulls 3 games to 2 in the best of 7-game series. They defeat the Chicago Bulls at the Garden tonight 121-114. Down the stretch, it was Patrick Ewing for the Knicks. He had 16 points in the fourth quarter, and here's a key bucket with 33 seconds left to play. The Knicks go up 116-109, and Ewing hitting the lay-in. He finished with 32 points. Walt Clyde Frazier joins me now. Walt, it was some uneasy moments for New York Knicks fans, but they survive at the Garden. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and Bruce, I know now why I'm not coaching a game like that, man. It was very exasperating. But again, tonight the story was Patrick Ewing. In the pregame show, we discussed Jackson dishing and Ewing swishing, and he played big tonight, not only offensively, but defensively as well. He was a force.
Michael Jordan was held in check through 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden, he comes alive in the 4th.
Well, you knew you had to weather a storm. He would explode at some time, and I thought the Knicks did an outstanding job of containing him. If you can keep him around his average of 38 points, you have an excellent chance of beating the Bulls.
Rebounding, rebounding, rebounding. In this series thus far, the team that has won the battle on the boards has won 4 out of 5.
That's right, and if you can control the paint area in the NBA today, that's the team that normally wins the game. But going to Chicago is another story, so hopefully the Knicks can play as well there.
All right, thanks, Clyde. So the Knicks will go to Chicago for a Game 6. It's on Friday night. You'll see it on MSG at 8 p.m. Final score at the Garden, New York Knicks 121, Chicago Bulls 114. We'll be back with Gerald Wilkins in just a moment.